The first quarter of the season already in the rear-view mirror, and off we go in Week 5 on EA Sports.
And no run back on the opening kickoff. It'll come out to the 25. The Vikings offense coming out for the first time, and in his 5th season leading this crew, coming off his 3rd career Pro Bowl nod, Kirk Cousins. They start the drive with Cook. It'll go as a loss of 3 right away, and it's 2nd down. Well, CD, you see some of the injuries that have popped up for this franchise, and obviously hoping to get these guys back sooner rather than later.
Yeah, and these guys, they've been hearing the mantra, next man up, since their Friday night light games in high school. It's 3 simple words, but they're absolutely perfect to use, and everyone has adopted them. Next guy up, do your best.
So back-to-back plays, each get nothing, and they'll be facing a 3rd and 12.
Well, this defense for the Bears, they were very strong in the win last week over the Giants.
Yeah, they gave up 17 points, but that's what you would consider a goal for each and every defense, because if you give up 17 points a game...
And he'll go down. The Bears get there for the sack. And that'll bring up 4th down on a big sack with a loss of 5.
It always helps for a visiting team to come in and set the tone on defense. In fact, when we talked with them prior to the game, they said they wanted this home crowd to feel like they had to hide their valuables when they were in town.
Well, the home crowd quiet now early. See if their offense can take over and get some points on the board. So on 4th down, Ryan Wright on to punt for Minnesota. The speedster Dante Pettis back deep to return. He was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. That's taken it around the 40. Call it an even 40-yard punt, 7, though, on the return, and the Bears take over. Here come the Bears, and at the helm is someone that they have a lot of hopes for leading this franchise. The 11th pick in 2021 out of Ohio State, Justin Fields.
And he is, without any question at all, the focal point of this offense. Had an unbelievable game running the football last time out. We're not just talking about little scampers here and there for 5 or 10 yards. We're talking about big, long, explosive, field-flipping runs. And that's something this defense is well aware of.
The numbers on the ground for Montgomery in last week's affair. There isn't a coach alive who wouldn't like those numbers. Well over 100 yards and a touchdown, too.
Partner, I think all the coaches who are in that great coaching box in the sky would take those numbers.
So dead or alive?
Either way, they would take that kind of production.
And he's got it across the midfield stripe and into Viking territory.
They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. Here's Fields. This is Chase Claypool on the receiving end. And he will have the Bears first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. The Bears had 2-2 through the first 4 weeks of the season. And they come in feeling pretty good after back-to-back victories, CD.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run.
Now it's Fields. And he's going to be taken down at the 28-yard line.
Partner, there's a downside to everything, and the danger of man coverage is if you're locking down your target, you often turn your back to the quarterback and you don't see him. Sometimes you open up a big lane for him to hit you for big yardage, and that was an astute play by him to scramble out, see that lane, and burn them for a first down.
And a pretty little juke move there on a nice gain. 9 yards on the first down. Keeper in at 2nd and 1.
A little do-it-yourself run right there and a nice gain.
I like that he knew that was about all he was going to get. So he did a nice job of protecting himself, took care of the football, took what the defense gave him. If they continue to allow him to do that, they'll find their way taking what they can all the way to the end zone.
The line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. Back to throw. Fields. Quick slant, finding Claypool.
So the completion results there in 9 yards. And they'll have a 2nd and 1 forthcoming. Up the middle, it's Montgomery. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Bears.
David Montgomery with his 4th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Bears are on the board first here this afternoon. Well, first quarter, maybe too early to talk about statement drives, Charles, but that sure seemed like a statement drive right there.
Well, if we're going to talk about statement drives, I think what they're saying is we're going to establish the run. They gave it to him early and often on this drive, and he wound up taking it into the end zone.
Now, after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away.
And this will not be returned. It's a touchback, and they'll begin at the 25. The Vikings taking the field here for their second drive of the game.
And the last drive, their first drive, 3 and out. What changes here, if anything?
I think it's making sure the guys that you trust the most with the ball, the biggest playmakers you have, that they touch it on this possession to try and get things moving.
So get it to the horses.
Without a doubt. They're the ones that typically end up in the end zone.
So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line.
Cousins going to bat it forward here on the jet sweep.
And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done.
It's another first down as this time they get an even 20. First carry now for Alexander Madison.
Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. From the shotgun, it's Cousins. And complete, right side to Cook.
And they're going to get this down to about the 37.
They'll need to get it to the 30 for a first. This is 3rd down. Throwing is Cousins. And he wisely will throw that one away.
Yeah, it's still early in the game. No sense taking a chance on 3rd down and forcing one into traffic. So I like the wise play he made there. Get it to the sideline out of bounds where no one's going to have a chance at it.
And he missed it. It's no good. And this will stay at a 7-point game.
Now listen, now no kick from 50-plus is a gimme, but here you're indoors in a dome. You'd think ideal conditions.
Yeah, and it's one that he would expect himself to make, not just us expecting him to make it. Over the years, my theory is very simple. The athletic ability of kickers continues to get better and better. Check their backgrounds. They were all county, all state, at other positions, not just soccer players. These guys expect themselves to be great as well.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Now they'll run the option to the short side left. Nice pickup, 10 yards and a first down on the keeper. And this, I mean, it's certainly something to watch out for. He is not afraid to call his own number on plays like that, and here he takes it for good yardage.
And we know this defense prepared all week for this, but sometimes when you see it in person, it's a whole different ball game, and all that preparation, it goes right out the window.
Down to the 42, 2nd down. Throwing on 2nd and 8. Fields. Man open. That's Byron Pringle complete. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings 26. Running left, Montgomery. And he'll be tackled at the 23 after a gain of 3. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Again, they'll go ground with Montgomery. A 1-yard gain there following the 3-yard pickup on first down. 7th play of the drive upcoming here on 3rd and 6. Fields. Nowhere to turn this time, and he goes down. Sacked back at the 29. There's a Darius Smith there getting in and bringing him to the ground. Santos' kick is up and through, and that will extend their lead even further. So as it turns out, that sack doesn't wind up costing them, Charles. They at least get points, get 3 of them.
Yeah, that's where your kicker can really come to your rescue because, you know, after the sack, there was a little consternation there. Are we out of field goal range? Are we going to be able to get 3? In this case, he stepped right up and gave them exactly what they needed.
And this will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25.
The Vikings offense now heading out to take over.
They'll look to get something started. They need to, down 10-0 early as they've got it 1st and 10. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. It's a gain of 11 as the Vikings pick up the first. $10-0 the score after one on EA Sports. Second quarter now from Minnesota. It's the Vikings in possession of the football as they've got it with a 1st and 10. Cousins. And he's got this to Jefferson. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work this to the 45.
That was a fun one to watch right there. A nice in-breaking route and plenty of room in the middle of the field. And he was able to get behind the linebackers and grab the completion for a really good pickup.
Here's a throw to his running back. It's complete. And he's going to be taken down right at the 40-yard line. They'll come up on a 2nd and 4 now from the 40-yard line. They go play action. Cousins. He'll get this complete to Jalen Reagor. And he's going to have another 1st down as the tackle's made here at the Bears' 24-yard line. On play action, Cousins. Open man is Osborne. He's got it. And he'll be marked down right at the 15-yard line. And just a yard to go here on 2nd down. Cousins gives way to Cook. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Cousins to throw it. Flushed out right. Nothing open downfield, so he'll throw it away.
Excellent recognition that none of his receivers were beating coverage and getting open, so he just threw that one away. They'll come back to the huddle, reset, and try something different.
On 2nd down, Cook. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11. They're backed up here. Tough spot, needing 11 yards to pick up the 1st. And it's caught. And he's down inside the 5 at the 4 before he's out of bounds. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Trying the power game with Ham. It's a gain of a yard, and it'll set up 2nd and goal.
That's someone who's pretty happy right there. That's the defense coordinator. Body after body getting to him before he can get started.
On 2nd and goal. Cousins, nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Well, give some credit to the defense. They forced the big play, knocked the ball free from him, but that's a cardinal sin by the quarterback. Know where you are on the field, and he just gave up at a minimum 3 points.
Instead of getting down, takes the contact. The turnover ensues. David Montgomery ready to take the field for the Bears' next possession. Whatever he was doing in September, they're hoping that that carries over now to October because he was sensational last month.
He absolutely was, and we all know where it started at the end of last season, right? All the offseason preparation, the weight workouts, the sprints, right? The vision that he had, what he was going to do this season, and, of course, it all came together with the rest of the team. Those big fellas up front, leverage, and, boy, are they getting downfield and creating extra blocks for them.
They really are. Everyone's been doing their job so far to create those holes. Buying time to his left. He's got a man open. It's Chase Claypool. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
Now that's all about making something happen as a quarterback, because instead of forcing something on 3rd down, how about him buying some time outside of the pocket, waiting for someone to come open, and when he did, he put it on him for a big play and a 1st down.
And he's got room. And he'll be corralled out across midfield down to the 45. That's over 40 yards of movement with those last 2 plays. Well, we saw David Montgomery lead the nation a few years back in broken tackles when he was at Iowa State, and he's proven to be difficult to bring down in the NFL as well.
And with a guy his size, you have to know defensively that arm tackles aren't going to fly with him. You have to be able to wrap up. or else he can just brush tacklers aside like they're not even there.
And the next-gen stats shows us the tale of how much yardage he was able to pick up after the initial contact.
From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. They'll go option to the short side. 20. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or two shy of the 10. A big-time gain there on the keeper, using his legs to hurt him. First down. What a run there. I mean, you got speed, elusiveness, escapability, all rolled into one.
And we all know that quarterbacks are coached. They get the ball to the guys who can do all the things you just described. You want those guys who have speed, elusiveness, and escapability all rolled into one with the ball in their hands. And guess what? It's him. So there's no sense in throwing it or handing it off when you can do all of that yourself.
First down, here's the run with Montgomery. He'll get this down inside the 10 for a pickup of about 3.
It's 2nd and 7 from the 9. To throw is Fields.
Sliding out of the pocket. And that is caught. Touchdown, Bears.
Chase Claypool.
His 3rd touchdown now on the year.
And the Bears go coast to coast and finish the drive off with 6 points.
A nice throw there by the second-year quarterback.
And I don't believe that was the kind of play he would have made as a rookie, because usually your rookie season is a continuation of your college days. A lot of one read, and if you don't have it, you just take off and go. Now he's settled in the pocket a little bit more, reading the field and getting to his 2nd and sometimes 3rd progression. That was a nice play.
No run back here, down to a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. Justin Jefferson and the rest of this offense, they've got their helmets back on, and they're ready for this next series.
Well, September sure treated him kindly. Now we flip over to October. Any reason to think that those numbers drop, or can he keep the pace up?
Well, he can keep the pace up, but it's going to get a lot more difficult now. To me, it's a lot like baseball, all right? When guys, when they first hit the league, whether it's a pitcher or a hitter, and they go through the league the first time and they're hot, they're going, wow, what a phenom. Then they get tape on them, they get scouting reports, they start to do different things. Let's see if he's going to adapt and expand his game in order to keep up that type of production.
That's a good call, because he's a known entity. See how they defend him going forward. First down, here's the run with Cook. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory.
52 yards rushing now on 8 carries for him so far.
So into Bear territory now. This is 1st and 10 at the 47. They'll try to throw now. Cousins. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
His back has been a dependable safety valve all game, so he went back to him when his first read was covered. Just unable to connect, so the play results in no gain.
Up the middle, it's Cook. Gets around him, and he picks up about 6 as he gets this down to the 41. The Vikings on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 4. To throw, Cousins. And that one goes incomplete on the drop. That's one he definitely normally catches. 4th down. So now on comes the field goal unit, and wow, this is no ordinary try here. And I don't think this has the carry. It does not. It's no good. 1:57 to go in this first half on EA Sports. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. They have to be pleased with the way that they moved the football thus far.
And why wouldn't they be? 2 touchdowns on a field goal in their first 3 possessions. They're playing so well right now, the field goal probably feels like a disappointment.
To throw again on 2nd down. Fields got an open man. It's Pringle. Yeah, he's got this to the 30 before being taken down. 22 yards on the catch and run, a 1st down.
Fields now to throw. And he's brought down inside the 20 at the 18-yard line.
That's multiple times now he's tagged them with a big gain with his legs. Really showing off some nice awareness and the ability to correctly realize when he's got a chance to tuck it and go himself.
All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked off by Chandon Sullivan. And the Vikings are going to take over once again, and they'll have it at their own 8-yard line. Following the interception, Cousins. That'll be caught. It's Rager. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. And this one is going to be off the mark, too far out in front.
Well, partner, they're not content to run this one out as we head towards the half, trying to hit a big chunk play right there and add to their score.
Yeah, this is a confident group. At the very least, they're thinking field goal.
Yeah, and I don't blame them one bit. I don't think you sit on the ball going into the half when you have a chance to put some more points on the board.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. A 10th carry in the game for Cook. And he's going to be stopped up right at the line of scrimmage. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. It's a 46-yard punt, 2 on the return. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. On the NFL scoreboard, an update from Foxborough. The Patriots, they're out to an early lead. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. And now they're in the hurry-up. To try again after the sack. Fields. He'll get that complete to his tight end, Cole Kmet. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we'll send you down to Orlando and we check in with Jonathan. Well, we'll move right through the break then, skipping halftime and back to the field for the start of the second half. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the third quarter. Set to resume. Here we go with the second half. The Bears holding the lead and ready to receive the kick. And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18. Coming up in prime time here in Week 5, a couple of division rivalries on the docket, beginning tonight in the AFC North with the Bengals and Ravens from Baltimore at 8:20 Eastern. Then tomorrow, Monday Night Football, Raiders and Chiefs from Arrowhead in the AFC West. And he'll power his way up near the 25. 50 yards on the ground for him so far. The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. Now Fields going to keep it running left. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. Consecutive runs of 6 yards gives him a 1st and 10.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time and making it work.
And he'll manage to pick up about 4 at 2nd down. Line of scrimmage, the 24. This is 2nd and 6. Here's Fields. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. 22 yards on the catch and run, a 1st down.
And while we may be looking at the scoreboard, this offense certainly is not because they're showing no signs of backing down, even with a 3-score lead here in the third quarter. I think they keep taking their shots. They've seen blown leads happen throughout this league. They don't want to fall victim to it themselves.
From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line. They'll try the middle with Montgomery. And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. 5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5. They'll keep pounding here with Montgomery. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38. Here's the 7th play of this drive. This is 3rd and 4. Now Fields. Quick hitter here. It's complete. And he will have the Bears first down. They needed 4. He doubled that. He wound up getting 8. Going up the gut, Montgomery. A gain of 3, second down.
Not a huge carry there on first down, but not all of them will be. But still, all in all, a positive play for the offense. It's all about picking up at least a few to set up what you're going to do here on second down.
And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. They got to get to the 20 to keep the drive alive on third down. A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete. This Minnesota D up to the task on the third down pass play. The Fields is off, and on comes Cairo Santos for the Chicago field goal. Santos' kick is up and through, and that will extend their lead even further. Well, they picked up right where they left off in the first half. First drive after the break, they come away with 3 and increase that lead.
Yeah, and you just want to keep building on that lead, don't you? Whether it's 6 points or 3 points, take everything you can get, keep maneuvering, keep adding to it, keep making it difficult for them to come back.
And he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25. Cousins and the Vikings with a 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. He'll start by handing it off to Dalvin Cook. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33. Cook up the gut. And now a fumble. The ball's out. And I think the Bears have recovered. They have. Well, if these guys wanted to get back in this game, they needed an almost perfect second half. And down 3 scores, a lost fumble here certainly doesn't fit into that plan.
That reminds me of my plan in college to get an A on the papers I turned in, but that didn't work out too well either. Too many mistakes by both of us. I mean, that's just pure and simple. And that's why that's exactly where they are in this ball game. They're going to need a huge turnaround if they want to try and win this one.
Now Montgomery, he's got it on the draw. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. And off comes to Montgomery. 69 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
But you got to give kudos to your offensive line and the guy carrying the ball because they were in a 2nd and long situation. It seemed pretty dire, but they brought it back to 3rd and manageable with that run.
Fields, we know he has the good mobility. He flashes it there as he scrambles for the first down.
Well, he and his offense were staring down what was likely a 3 and out. Zero fear from his side, though. Never doubted for a second they pick up the first. He's ready to pull the trigger on the keeper the moment it revealed itself.
Fields going to keep it once more. And he is in. Touchdown, Chicago. Justin Fields. His 2nd touchdown of the game, giving him 12 on the season. As his guys have opened up a very comfortable lead. So they're able to capitalize there on the short field, and that might prove to be the score that turns out the lights.
The party's over. Oh, sorry about that. That's an old reference there, folks. But, yeah, they've been the better of the 2 teams by far, and that's great complimentary football right there. Defense gets the turnover, sets up the short field, and the offense goes right out and scores to open up a pretty sizable lead.
And this will not be brought out. It's a touchback. And now out comes Minnesota. Well, we haven't exactly been treated to a nail-biter in this one, CD. And if they cannot score here, this one's pretty much all but over.
Are you saying that you feel like people are starting to think about getting out of here and maybe beating the traffic in order to get home or to their final destination?
Yeah, I don't think there's a whole lot of reason to hang around, especially if they can't score here.
Yeah, you're right about that because it has been pretty clear who the better team has been in this one. And in a league that we talk about every game being a 1-score game as we go into it, watching this blowout, let's just say it's been unusual.
They'll try the middle with Cook. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. 8 yards the gain on that last run. Here's 2nd and a couple. Here's Cook again. And he'll get it down to the 47 here. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
Here's Cousins.
Complete. Jefferson the target. And he's going to be taken down at the 28-yard line.
Nothing in that first half, nothing on the last drive, but they're moving now with a 1st and 10. Handoff comes to Cook. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down. Now Cousins here on the bootleg. Rolling to his right.
Open right side, complete to Rager.
And he'll be out of bounds as he gets this down to about the 21 or 22. Another tote for the workhorse this afternoon. It's Cook. And he'll have the 1st down. 14-yard line. Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. From the red zone now, Cousins.
This was brought in by Jefferson.
So the completion good for 6 yards, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 10.
A give. This is Cook. They'll get this halfway home from the 8 to the 4 on a gain of 4.
It was brought down at the 4-yard line. Brings up 3rd down.
3rd and short yardage. Cousins. And he's got it. And just shy of the goal line as he's out of bounds right at the 1.
1st and goal at the 1-yard line.
They'll run with Cook. And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings.
Dalvin Cook
Taking it in from a yard out.
And the Vikings are able to get a score back in the final stages of this 3rd quarter. So that, Charles, their first score of the ballgame, obviously, coming here in the 3rd quarter. Is that going to be enough to energize the troops?
It's a great question. We'll wait to see the answer, but it's finally something for them to build on. Now they know that they can actually score against that defense.
Brian Johnson now for the extra point.
It's up and good, and it makes it 27-7 now. So that one a long 11-play drive. And it's capped off by the touchdown run coming from Dalvin Cook.
Taking it about the 1. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And now you've got the clock winding down here in the 3rd quarter. Your 3 scores to the good. What's your approach on this drive?
Too early to fully commit to playing the clock game. Yet at the same time, you're also not going pell-mell like you would in 2-minute offense. This is what NFL offenses call 4-minute football. Take the clock out of the game a little bit, wind it down, but at the same time.
And we return, welcoming you back to Minneapolis. It's Bears football here. They also have the lead as well as we begin quarter number 4. And he'll be upended here after a pickup of 3, getting it out to the 25. The offense on 3rd down. They've converted 4 times out of 6. Not bad. This is 3rd and 8. Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete.
Sometimes the game is pretty simple. Put a few extra defensive backs on the field, give them nowhere to throw the football, force the incompletion, and get off the field on 3rd down.
Dancing away at the 35. They'll get 9 yards on the return there following a punt of 42.
And it will be Vikings ball, 1st and 10.
To throw is Cousins.
Throw caught there by Osborne. And they'll get him down on the other side of midfield. A 3-score game here late. You can probably rule out the comeback, but certainly some kind of a moral victory to be had if they can get a few more points to close things out. And to that end, a nice pass play there to push things downfield.
Yeah, and we know in this league, a loss is a loss, and no one wants anything to count as a moral victory or, boy, something that feels a little bit cheap. But if they trim that lead down to just 2 scores, that's still a benefit to this squad.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Cousins. He finds his man. Complete. That's Osborne. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Now Cousins. Firing quickly here, and that's complete.
And they're going to get this down to about the 37.
You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
And they're going to work this down to about the 32-yard line. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first.
Again, it's Cousins.
Got an open man finding Jefferson.
And he's going to have another 1st down as the tackle's made here at the Bears 16. Inside the red zone here. They'll look to throw. Escaping, and he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack.
You can almost see all the defenders rubbing their hands together with glee because we all know they relish the chance to bring down a quarterback of his caliber. Anyone who brings him down has plenty to talk about. Not just a sack, but a big win built off the efforts of this defense.
So after the sack, a scenario you certainly don't work on too often. 2nd and 24. Off the play fake, Cousins. To the sideline, and it's caught, but boy, he's out of bounds. Now, they tried to get him into space coming out of the backfield, but it'll be 3rd down. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. This is caught. Touchdown, Vikings.
Justin Jefferson,
30 yards.
and the Vikings have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th. So a little bit of a letdown there defensively. I mean, look, you're still 2 scores to the good, CD, but things may be a little more uncomfortable than they had hoped.
Yeah, if you kept them out of the end zone there, this game's over. You locked the door on them. Instead, it's still open a little bit, and they've got a puncher's chance.
And Johnson's extra point up and good.
And that cuts this lead down to 13.
Khalil Herbert to return it from his end zone.
The Bears offense now getting ready to take over. What was once a really comfortable lead is not so comfortable anymore. Down to a 2-score game after they've seen a pair of touchdowns go against them on those last 2 drives.
Yeah, they've got to find a way to get off of autopilot right now, okay? Get back to what was working for them earlier. Understand that they still have a 2-score lead, so it's not dire, but at the same time, okay, guys, let's mash the gas. Let's get going again. Let's have some fun.
Back to Montgomery on 2nd down.
He'll be dropped at the 25 after a gain of 6.
Fields on 3rd down.
Steps away to his left. No, a nifty juke there.
Not much fun for a guy trying to tackle him.
Yeah, he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a 1st down.
These are running back numbers that he's accumulating right now. Received double-digit carries and has rewarded them by breaking the century mark in rushing, in addition to what he's done through the air. Definitely MVP caliber football we're witnessing.
So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. Now Montgomery running right. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. The speed of Jordan Hicks on display there as he gets the tackle for loss. Now they contend with a 2nd and 12 after the loss.
Here's Fields.
Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Montgomery.
And he's going to be marked down just inside the 35.
So 3rd down now. They need the 27-yard line for a 1st.
From the gun, here's Fields. And he's going to get this down near the 25.
Partner, even I can figure out who deserves the lion's share of credit for their lead right now because He has been terrific in a dual threat role, really chewing up yardage and getting them points with his legs. Simply put, that defense has had no way of stopping him, and that's why his side is on top.
Making the stop there, Danielle Hunter. If nothing else, they've already taken a couple minutes off the clock here already as they come up second down. Again, they'll go ground with Montgomery. It's a 4-yard pickup there, and it leaves them with 3rd and 5. Fields. And that nearly the pick that they needed. He couldn't pull it in, though, and it's 4th down.
What an excellent defensive stand there in the red zone. Nice tight coverage. They certainly recognized how important it was to bring up 4th down here.
And it's a wobbler, but he does get it to go as it creeps over the bar. And that will extend their lead even further.
So all things considered, that's not the final nail, but it does make things exceedingly difficult now on the other side.
Yeah, because obviously now with a 16-point game, the other guys don't need just 2 touchdowns. They need a couple of 2-point conversions as well. Plus, they'll need either a turnover or an onside kick in there somewhere. So you're just adding to the list of things that need to happen in sequence. And it's going to be a pretty tall order this late in the game.
Cousins and the Vikings with a 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. He was unable to shake free there, and they'll cover him for a loss of a yard. Well, they try to swing it out left into the flat, complete, but really nice open field tackling.
And they played that one like a great boxer. They were on their toes on that one. They weren't back on their heels reacting to the play. No, they saw it, came right for it, and made a nice tackle for lost yardage.
They go play action. Cousins.
Open man is Osborne. He's got it.
And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Break him down at the 49. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So the Vikings in possession of the football as we get you reset. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Now Cousins. Oh, he dropped it. They were looking for him in the middle 3rd. He couldn't catch it. Now 3rd down. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Cousins to throw it.
That's going to be caught along the sideline, and what a job of keeping his feet in bounds. They say that's a catch. And now it appears that the referee's been buzzed, and we'll get a review. And this being inside 2 minutes of play, everything coming from up above. So the officials and the folks in New York got a second look at this one, and the call is going to be overturned.
Desperation time. Cousins on 4th down. And it's knocked away and incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And the Bears are going to get the football back, and they're going to get it in great field position. So with that, we can just about close the book on this one, Charles.
Yeah, what's the old expression about slim and none? Well, Slim just left town on that
They're
one.
down to none.
Yes, exactly right.
And they'll get him down here at about the 42. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. Up the middle, it's Montgomery. And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. Now a 2nd timeout called for by the defense. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the 1st down.
Fields going to take this himself.
Pretty nice aggressive run there before being brought down just inside of the 30. Now the defense will burn their 3rd and final timeout
As they'll get it with just over 90 seconds to go in the ball game. On second down, Montgomery. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line. 105 yards rushing now for the NFL leader coming into this ball game.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with. And throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a first down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They feel like they've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
Here we go. Here we go.
First down, they run again. Here's Montgomery. And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. Tackle made there by Jordan Hicks. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. A give. This is Montgomery. Call it a gain of a couple, and that's going to leave them with a 3rd and about 5. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. Play number 7 now coming up on the drive. 3rd and 5. And that is incomplete, but a penalty flag coming in. This could be a first down.
Defense.
Some boos coming down right now from this home crowd after that call.
Yeah, and that was because of the pass interference call. But for a second there, I thought maybe they'd gotten a look at my appearance as Othello in the high school play.
And he's going to go down. Sacked back at the 13-yard line. Now another timeout called for by the offense. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. So first down went in the wrong direction. They're at the 13-yard line. Here's 2nd and goal. That one looks like he'll throw here. A quick throw knocked away and incomplete. A lot of tired bodies on that field, but this is a big play. 3rd and goal. Now it's Fields. And he comes back with 1 complete. Now the Bears will use their 3rd and final timeout. It'll be their 3rd and final time. And now it appears that the referee's been buzzed, and we'll get a review. And this being inside 2 minutes of play, everything coming from up above. The thing that they'll be looking at is a spot of the football, and this is always such a tough one for officials to get exactly right.
Not just because of how fast the game's going, but just trying to get the right sight line to the football. That's not always easy. We'll see what they decide here.
After review of the play, the ruling on the field is reversed.
So that challenge, a successful one. Now the point after try for Santos. And that PAT pushes the lead up to 23 now.
Makes the score Bears 37, Vikings 14.
And after the made field goal, Santos back out there to kick it away. And this will be a touchback, so they'll bring it out to the 25. The Vikings ready to go again on offense. Their mini 2-game win streak appears it might be going by the wayside unless they can pull a rabbit out of their hat. Now Cousins on the throw, led him too much that time. It's incomplete. At this point, down big, you'd have to imagine this defense are just going to sit back, blanket the field as best they can.
Yeah, this is actually the easy part of the game for them because, just as you noted, they can sit back, keep everything in front of them. But they've blanketed the field the entire game using a variety of coverage.
Shot now for Cousins. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked up by Jalen Johnson. And the Bears come up with a late turnover, but it will probably only matter to the statisticians as this ball game is now officially over. So this one in the win column for the Chicago Bears, and maybe more importantly, a victory in the division, which always helps.
And on the road. How about all of that rolled up into one? Because how often do you see division games get decided by this much of a margin?
Yeah, they thumped them.
Yeah, they jumped all over them. In a division game, it's usually a touchdown or less because these two teams know each other better than most teams in the league. In this case, that didn't hold up. On the road, big margin, big victory. Oh, yeah, that flight home will be good.
So for the Bears, they move back over 500 at 3-2 now on the year.
And they will head home next week to take on the Washington Commanders.
Meanwhile, for the Vikings, the loss will move them back to 3-2 on the year. And they'll look to regroup next week as they head down to Miami to take on the Dolphins.